move for the live shooter. We did see it. I watched it. Watch. So there they are. See it? Live cops moving for the shooter. One.
And that the former president was in his armored vehicle. They have now left the site of that incident. So the former president, Donald Trump,
plain clothes,
no longer,
or not plain clothes, but plain cop,
were there at that rally site in Butler, Pennsylvania.
2 cops responded to the shooter.
I'm going to let you watch more to see this full thing unfold. You see,
if I'm a dude in it, I guess no. You're the guy. You're the guy on the stage.
Let me get my shoes. Hold on, your head is bloody. So we gotta move to the car.
Let me get my shoes.
He is standing.
I was just shot by an assassin. Got to get these $3,000 shoes off the ground.
Up.
Because he knows they're worth $3,000, something $5,000. I mean, now they're worth probably $1 million. So he's like, "Let me get my shoes," because he knows that those shoes are worth like $1 million. Oh my God!
Watch out.
It's unclear what his status is, but you see him put his fist up.
Sig Heil! I was just shot. Sig Heil!
And you see him doing it.
Sig Heil, bitch! God, I wish I was in the same room as like Matt and Trey right now. I think Matt and Trey are probably chilling the fuck out somewhere watching this together. And I wish I was in the same room. I would kill to be a fly on the wall in Matt and Trey's like conference room right now.
Pump. It appears like he's saying fight.
And I really want Matt's appraisal of this. I of all the people in the world, I want Matt and Trey's response to this. I want South Park's response to this really, really bad.
It looks as if there might be blood on his ear. Again, these are pictures we are just seeing
USA. I'm never not going to be able to not chant USA when I see this moment in the future media. When I watch this again in 10 or 20 years, right? I'm going to be like USA, 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 USA. USA, USA. Because what do you say in that moment? You just start yelling the thing that you love the most. You know, what do you say in this moment? You say
on his ear.
USA,
Again,
USA, 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 USA. I hate my government, but I love my land and my people, and I will stand and die for them. I don't care. USA, USA. I'm patriotic as they get. I just don't like traitors.
Secret Service around him, getting him into his vehicle.
Oh,
now we do not know where he has gone. We just know that he was put into that car right there. While you see his fist in the air, it does appear as if there is some blood on his.
Okay, so now we skip back to like 4 minutes in.
Briefly
to the eyewitness.
Yeah, so it's been
her vantage point, Elena.
Hi, Jessica. Yeah, so it's been a very chaotic couple of minutes. A lot of tension right now out here. So, as you mentioned, Donald Trump was on stage. It was just moments after he had walked onto the stage to deliver remarks. He was
fucking Pennsylvania. Why you gotta fucking scar all these poor people from fucking, not poor, but I mean, like, as in, like, oh, woe is them. They just witnessed the live shooting. Why do you have to psychologically traumatize thousands of, well, I mean, now it's millions of people? Why do you have to do this stupid, violent shit?
very briefly into that, and
do you really think, like, full, semi-full auto is so good anymore?
so I'm going to show you behind me. So around this area, somewhere off on that field over there,
I don't know if a guy with a pistol could have done so well here.
is where we heard a bunch of banging or cracking, loud cracking noises.
But a rifle, yeah, rifle will do it. Rifle will do it.
At first I thought, is that a...
So, I mean, I'm not saying get rid of guns. I'm saying that, do you really want, like, full auto anymore?
Is that fireworks?
You can see what they use it for.
I had no idea what it was.
I'm not saying I don't want gun control. I'm saying, do you want full auto? It's not. I guess it's a form of gun control to say that you don't. But I'm just saying I don't really want full auto because semi's scary enough. Yeah, obviously, semi's scary enough. I think full auto, should be off the table now.
All of a sudden, everyone started screaming on the other side of the rally, on the other side of
because we'll just shoot each other.
The stage. A lot of steam went off back here, right behind that.
We obviously will shoot each other.
tractor over there, if you can see it.
I can't believe that. He hit a car or something like that and blew the manifold, and the steam was probably blowing out.
And all of a sudden you heard Secret Service security guards on the ground, everyone telling everyone to get down, to move, to move. I actually had to jump off this riser right here.
Because she's the only one in the entire crowd that went for cover. I'm just saying it.
And went under the riser, so I didn't get to see everything that was happening as Donald Trump was being moved off the stage. But clearly right now everybody is being evacuated from this rally venue. They are very angry. You can hear people in the crowd are...
She's like, I want to get out of here. This crowd looks like it wants to riot.
Some people are crying. Some people are screaming. People are very angry with what just happened. They're angry at the media. They're screaming at the media behind me. Very unclear exactly what happened. We know that Donald Trump, of course, left the venue immediately. He was escorted off the stage by Secret Service. We saw his motorcade quickly leave and drive off. We don't have many answers right now. It's also, my phones are jammed. I've been trying to see if I could contact some of Donald Trump's team, get any sort of update. There's no service or signal right now, so we're all just trying to see what exactly is happening.
What? They full-blown Pegasus the entire crowd. They Pegasus this entire crowd. Why?
Former president, how Donald...
Why? Why did you blank all these cell phones? What's that? What's that about? Well, what? Shall we go again? Come on, like in the words of the Virgin Mary. Come again? What did they do here?
Get any sort of update. There's escorted off the stage by Secret Service. We saw his motorcade quickly leave and drive off. We don't have many answers.
They Batman the entire stage. Why?
Right now, it's also, my phones are jammed. I've been trying.
My phones are jammed. What kind of statement is that? My phones are jammed? My phones are jammed? My phone is jammed. My phone is jammed? My phone is jammed.
Could contact some of Donald Trump's team, get any sort of update. There's no... Been trying to see if I could contact... We don't have many answers right now. It's also, my phones are jammed. I've been trying to see if...
My phones are jammed.
We don't have many answers right now. It's also, my phone...
What? I mean, what world are we living in now? They Batman the entire fucking stage. Like, what? I mean, what... Like, the tech has completely gone way, way further than I think they're saying. It's just insane. They blanked the entire cell phone audience. They blanked them all.
Phones are jammed. I've been trying to see if
My phones are jammed. My phone... my phone is jammed.
Could contact some of Donald Trump's team, get any sort of update. There's no service or signal right now, so we're all just trying to see what exactly is happening. What is the state of the former president, how Donald Trump is
your
doing.
service sucks, I'll tell you that.
And what exactly happened here this evening.
Elena, can you hear me? Before we let you go, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, before we let you go.
I can hear you.
Is anyone else, do they appear to be injured? And does it appears like whatever happened...
They're about to blank the news stream.
And doesn't look like they think it's still a threat because people are still moving around.
They're about to blank the news stream.
That's right, it's not a threat. A couple minutes... I don't even know how long, about a minute, I would say, that we were on the ground.
They're blanking out the news stream as we speak.
Hiding the people to get down. After that, we were given an all clear, I believe, from Secret Service. Again, I was...
This shit is so bizarre. How bizarre, how bizarre. I would like to believe in coincidence that this newsreel suddenly started desyncing. But no, I think we're experiencing electronic warfare, and the entire thing is a psyop.
After we had heard those,
whatever
that sound was, whether it was fireworks or whatnot,
it's a psyop. It's a
to speculate on what that noise was. It does not appear, from what I can tell, that anyone was injured, but I honestly can't say that.
I can't say that. Buffer, hold on. Rebuffering.
Completely accurately right now. We really do not have a lot of information at this time. But as I can see from my own vantage point here, looking at this stage as I've been scanning the crowd.
I'm saving this. This is just great. This is wonderful. This is some fucked off, weird ass. I just showed you. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just fucked off and weird ass. Look at the fucking blanking of the fucking tech. They're blanket snuffing the tech. It's just disgusting. Their tech has gotten so much further than they're telling us.
Seen any stretchers?
Oh my god, look at her glitch and freak out live in real time.
Seen them bring in.
It's a glitch in the system, guys. You saw a bug in the Matrix and you saw it on my channel. It's a bug in the Matrix.
Sort of
Do you see it?
But again, we really
The agents are talking to her.
don't know. Everyone is being evacuated.
I'm kidding.
We'll get some more answers soon as we continue to hear from.
The agents are censoring her. Excuse me. The agents are censoring her.
From the people on the ground and the people running the show here tonight in Butler.
Okay.
Jessica?
All right, Elena.
Good night. Good night. It's obvious that they're going to shut off the signal soon. So.
I want you all to be very careful. Please find a secure.
Obviously, CNN's intelligent enough to have their own satellite feed in there that the government can't snuff out. And she's got this grin on her face. Do you see it? Do you see the grin on her face? She's like, I got my report out, didn't I? The rest of the people are all blanked out by the Batman virus, or the the ECM jam, or whatever. And she's like, I've got CNN, and they're smart enough to know to run a direct satellite link right to my fucking my back piece on my skirt or whatever, and they can't censor us, right? And she, look at the smirk on her face at the end of it. She's like, mission successful. The government couldn't censor me. Fuck you. And she told us about the steam going off and where the shooter was and what the guy in the black hat was looking at and how her phone was jammed and all this other wonderful stuff that I'm sure a lot of people will miss, but I didn't.
Very careful, please.
And it's funny because it's CNN. You think CNN's the one that actually is like programming the country the worst, but no, she actually just gave you so much more truth than you're probably gonna see on all of the AP combined. And look at the smirk on her face. She was like, they couldn't censor me. The government couldn't stop our signal. I got out. I told the people where the shots came from. I showed them the forest. I showed them the steam and the John Deere truck. I talked to them about how my cell phone was jammed and all this other stuff. And it's like, you go, girl. You go, girl. You got the truth out today, and I'm fucking proud of you. Whatever your name is. What's your name?
Find a secure place. We will check back in with you, but I'm very glad you all and the team there are okay. Please be very careful. In the meantime, let's go to Chief National Affairs.
What's her name? No, what's her name? What's her name?
Doesn't look on else.
And what a young.
What's her name? I love her.
So, as you mentioned,
it's a real, honest-to-God journalist who actually reported the fucking news. You guys think CNN is the fucking media war machine, but honestly, sometimes they do tell the truth. You know, they do. You can see it live and in real time.
You were just tuning in.
Okay, so...
that site and get him out. Loud noise. Reporter Elena Treen.
Elena Treen! Elena Treen! You are an honest-to-God heroine today. You are the wind beneath my wings. Thank you for telling the truth in a sea of lies. They censored the crowd. You got it out. I love you for it. Our lucky stars. True journalism. Has not totally died. I feel safe because of you. They weren't going to tell us. I said what I meant.
Elena, I think you're here
Okay,
with
one last time. We're going to hear what she said one last time.
this. I want to go out to Elena so she can tell us more of what she saw from her vantage point. Elena?
Hi, Jessica. Yeah, so it's been a very chaotic couple of minutes. A lot of tension right now out here. So, as you mentioned, Donald Trump was on stage. It was just moments after he had walked onto the stage to deliver remarks. He was very briefly into that. And so I'm going to show you behind me. So around this area, somewhere off on that field over there.
Thank you. Fucking thank you.
Is where we heard.
Fucking thank you. I love you. Thank you. I needed to see it.
A bunch of.
I really needed to see it. I need to see where the devil hides.
Banging or cracking, loud cracking noises at first.
So we could go beat the bush to startle the snakes, trace the tracks, and catch him.
I thought, is that fireworks? I had no idea what it was. All of a sudden, everyone started screaming. On the other side of the rally, on the other side of the stage, a lot of steam went off back here, right behind that tractor over there, if you can see it. And all of a sudden, you heard Secret Service security guards on the ground, everyone telling everyone to get down, to move, to move. I actually had to jump off this riser right here and went under the riser, so I didn't get to see everything that was happening as Donald Trump was being moved off the stage. But clearly right now everybody is being evacuated from this rally venue. They are very angry. You can hear people in the crowd some people are crying, some people are screaming. People are very angry with what just happened. They're angry at the media. They're screaming at.
They're angry at the media, but they should be angry at the government. The government is who blanked their phones.
The media behind me. Very unclear exactly what happened. We know that Donald Trump, of course, left the venue immediately. He was escorted off the stage by Secret Service. We saw his motorcade quickly leave and drive off. We don't have many answers right now.
No.
It's also, my phones are jammed. I've been trying to
My phones are jammed.
see if I could contact some of Donald Trump's team, get any sort of update. There's no service or signal right now, so we're all just trying to see what exactly is happening. What is the state of the former president?
Right, what is the state
And how Donald Trump is doing.
of our government?
And what exactly happened here this evening.
Elena,
Jessica?
Elena, can you hear me? Before we let you go, can you hear me
Yes.
okay?
Jesus Christ, it's like watching The Matrix. For fuck's sake. I'm sorry, guys, we just experienced deja vu. Did you guys see it? Did you see the deja vu? It's a glitch in The Matrix.
Okay.
Live and in real time. No, it's not what you think it is, like the movie told you. It's literally the blanketing of ECM jamming of your phones and internet and satellite internet. Very simple concept, The Matrix. It's not that we're inside of a machine with a software running us in a fucking, like, a battery or whatever. It's actually the real world with a lot of crazy tech that can do things that are so far beyond what we can even imagine that we don't know what it is. Like AI or whatever, right? So yeah, we experienced The Matrix today. We had a glitch in The Matrix today. Real life is real life, but I mean, you saw her experience deja vu. Would you like to see it again? I showed you deja vu live and in real time. You should give me a like, sub, and a follow.
Donald Trump's team, get any sort of update. There's no service or signal right now, so we're all just trying to see what exactly is happening. What is
It's a psyop and a government op, and you've been blanketed.
the state of the former president?
Let's see. 8 minutes ago, the ex-president was shot, and live in real time. You're doing your announcement and your media and all this. I don't want to get disconnected. Don't disconnect me. Yeah, there we go. And you're doing your media thing. I get it, but in 8 minutes, can they blanket snuff a fucking entire stage of 1,000 people? And blanket snuff their internet, their cell phone coverage, their satellite internet, all of that stuff. Can they blanket snuff that whole stage? Because obviously they did, or we wouldn't be seeing what we're seeing, right? And that's the Matrix. That's the actual Matrix, is people with tech who don't want you to know how advanced they've got, and they're running psyops on you. What is that sound? Some kind of whistle. Anyways.
Trump is doing, and what exactly happened here this evening.
Elena, can you hear me? Before we let you go.
Before we let you go, because we're seeing evidence of the Matrix here, which is ECM jamming of our satellite equipment.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Which is tech that they're not technically supposed to have or use, but they do.
Okay. Before we let you go,
I can hear you.
Is anyone
Pegasus. Oh,
else? Do they appear to be injured? And does it?
look how good she looks, and look how bad she looks, because she's not being blanketed, right?
Appears like whatever happened does.
I really didn't expect to see this on the assassination video. I was just expecting to focus on the assassination video. Then I saw evidence of a government psyop directly live in real time as a guy sitting on his couch 2,000 miles away. I guess I'm an internet sleuth now. I don't want to be one. I just like looking at the mysteries. But I'm going to tell you right now, my appraisal of this is that it was a government psyop. The girl herself told you about the blanketed cell phones and the goddamn glitches in the Matrix live in real time on the CNN transmission. The whole thing stinks like yesterday's Trump's diaper. He's got to pick up his shoes.
Like they think it's still a threat because people are.
Watch me put the spin on it live and in real time. Where I'm like, yeah, I don't like him. I don't like Biden. I don't like the Secret Service assholes who covered him. I don't like the fucking, the red hat fucking MAGA public that he was catering to. I don't like the joke of the assassination. I don't like the attempt. I don't like the asshole who made it violent. I don't like that you brought violence to my country again, when the last time that we've truly seen that from people who were adversaries of America was 9/11. And today we saw another adversary of America shoot the ex-president of America. You're an adversary of America. I don't like anything about this fucking joke, and the whole thing is a goddamn joke. From the debacle of the president to the debacle of the gunshot, and the debacle of the fucking blanketed cell phones, and the debacle of the psyop. The whole thing is a goddamn debacle, and that's my progressive fucking statement. That's my takeaway for you. I don't care if you believe in what I'm saying, and I don't care if it offends you. I don't believe in Osama bin Laden, and I don't believe in this goddamn gunshot either.
That's right. It's not a threat. A couple minutes. I don't even know how long. About a minute, I would.
Usually when I get shot at, I run. But these people seem to be like too KFC to run or something. Because, I mean, running didn't seem to occur to any of them. And I don't know. If I get shot at, I'm fucking running. I don't care. I value what I have. If you come and try and kill me, I'm going to come and try and kill you. So it's like, I'm running, right? And not only am I running, I'm also probably planning a counterattack pretty much immediately. Where's the gun at? Hey, you got a gun? Come with me. We're going to stop this asshole. Where the fuck is this shit? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to go for cover first. Then I'm going to find a cop, and I'm going to be like, hey, you want help trying to stop this guy? I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a bunch of people fucking sitting there.
They had us hiding, people to get down.
Oh, God.
After that, we were given an all clear, I believe from Secret Service. Again, I was under the riser hiding after we had heard those, whatever that sound was, whether it was...
Whatever that sound was.
Fireworks or...
It's the government fucking us. That's what that sound was.
whatnot. I don't want to try to speculate on what that noise was.
I don't want to
It does
either,
not
because
appear
you know
from-
what? It's the CIA, and you know what happens when you speculate about the CIA. You end up in a plane crash or a high-power rifle from across the street.
What I can tell that anyone was injured, but I honestly can't say that completely
I
accurately.
love you, CIA. Please don't hurt me.
Right now, we really do not have a lot of information at this time. But as I can see from my own vantage point here, looking at this stage,
I mean, you see what happens when you mess with the CIA.
as I've been scanning the ground, I haven't seen
The ground?
any stretchers. I haven't
Stretchers.
seen them bring in any sort of
I've seen
truck.
some
but again,
evidence of government corruption.
we really don't know. Everyone is being evacuated, and I think we will get some more answers soon as we continue to hear from the people on the ground and the people running the show here tonight in Butler.
We're running the show tonight.
Okay. All right,
Jessica?
Elena, we
From the people running the show tonight.
want you all to be very
I want to wait for the word of the people running the show tonight as well. Let's hear her say it again.
After that, we were given an all clear,
We were given an all clear. The government's done with a PSYOP now.
I believe from Secret Service again.
I believe from the Secret Service and the CIA have told us that the PSYOP has now concluded. Roundful success all around.
I was under the riser hiding after we had heard those, whatever that sound was, whether it was fireworks or whatnot. I don't
Fireworks.
want to try to speculate on what that
I don't want to speculate on what it is either.
noise was.
Or they'll shoot you with a high-power rifle from across the street.
It does not
Oops, I'm sorry. Is that not what happened to Trump?
appear, from what I can tell, that anyone was in.
You know how I always say that thing? You know how I say that thing all the time? About how they shoot you with a high-power rifle from across the street? You think that's by accident? You think I say that all the time for no reason? Seems to never happen. It never happens. That's just hyperbole. Nobody ever gets shot with a high-power rifle from across the street. No. No. The CIA's flying, you crazy conspiracy theorist person. You know, they're going to shoot you with a high-power rifle from across the street. That never happens. Ever.
Completely accurately right now, we really do not have a lot of information at this
Yep,
time.
so we're waiting for the people who run the show. The show. It's MLB, bitch. It's the big time. It's the show. It's it's politics. It's the good old Potomac two-step.
I can see from my own vantage point here, looking at this stage,
I can see that nobody was really scared because it was basically a PSYOP.
as I've been scanning the ground. I haven't seen any stretchers. I haven't seen them bring in
Oh
any
my
sort of
God.
trucks. But again, we really don't know.
We don't know who got hit. I think you know that nobody got hit, or you would be evacuated.
Everyone is being evacuated, and I think we will get some more answers soon as we continue
Oh, good. Everybody's
to
leaving.
hear from
There's nothing to see here.
the people on the ground and the people running the show here tonight in Butler.
Okay. All right,
Jessica?
Elena, we want you all to be very careful. Please find a secure place. We will
Thank you.
check back in with you, but I'm very glad you all and the team there are okay. Please be very careful. In the meantime, let's go to Chief National Affairs Correspondent Jeff Zeleny, who is joining us. Jeff, before we start talking, for anyone that's just tuning in, I want to give them the headlines here. What they are looking at are live pictures coming out of Butler, Pennsylvania, where some loud noises were heard. We don't know exactly what they were yet. All we know is that former President Donald Trump was speaking. We heard the loud noises. He was several minutes into his speech. He dropped to the ground. Secret Service swarmed the stage. They lifted him back up. He put a fist in the air. He did appear to have blood coming from his ear. We now know that he was whisked away. He was put into one of those armored vehicles and whisked away. He has left that site.
He's been whisked
So
away.
that is the state of play. There are a lot of
State of
questions
play.
right now, Jeff. It's a scary thing to watch unfold. There's a lot of unknown, as Elena was just laying out for us. Nobody quite knows exactly what happened yet. But Jeff, in a moment like this, it just kind of, it scares everyone that was there, and it is a hard thing to kind of take in and watch unfold, not knowing exactly what's happened yet.
Okay, so there's CNN. Let's see who else I can look at now. Forbes breaking news. Let's see what
Something
Forbes
to say.
has to say.
Take a look at what happened.
Wait. There was another shot. Did you hear it? There it was. There was another shot. There was another shot like 13 seconds later. We're getting the clock out. We're getting the clock out here. It stinks like yesterday's diaper. Okay, so here we go. No. You heard the screams, right?
Take a look at what happened. You see something that said. Take a look at what happened.
Take a look at what happened over here. Why is he looking in the direction of the shot? Why is he looking at the shot?
See something that said. Take a look at what
It's weird. Wouldn't you normally face forward on a podium?
happened.
Oh. First shot. One shot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ten. And a screaming. You're the 10th shot. 10th shot as something else. And she's screaming over there. And this guy's looking. I've never seen him before. He's looking. Something happened over there. There was one final shot. And someone's screaming now. Get down, get down, get down, get down. That is not a normal reaction to being shot at. You normally scream and start running. And one final shot, like 8 seconds later. What's the final shot? Why was there another shot 8 seconds later? The man's on the ground. The man's on the ground. Were you trying to fucking finish the job? No. He fired another shot. It's somebody else in the crowd. Way back there. What was that? What's the last shot? What was the last shot? This guy's totally not paying attention to Trump. What was the last shot? 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 You can hear it. It's right there. At 18 seconds in, there's the last shot. What was the last shot? It was either the radiator manifold blowing or another last shot at somebody else. Do you see it as somebody else? Now, this guy picks up immediately that it was a shot at somebody else over here. Now, watch all of their attention draw. Watch. Watch. He's like, what? Why is somebody taking a shot way over here? This guy's like, what? Is he seeing something? Somebody's screaming something. Bomb or something? It might be a bomb. I think he said it might be a bomb. No, there's no bomb. No. What was the last shot? It's very loud and very obvious, and it was a shot after the president was down and out. Not out, but I mean like off the fire range, I think, essentially, and being covered by other people. There was a final shot at someone else. Do you hear it? Do you see? There it is! Another final shot. I mean, what? Now, that lady's terrified because somebody next to her took a headshot or something. What happened? Why aren't you running? I don't buy it. Why aren't you running? You were just shot at like 13 times. Nobody's even panicked or doing anything at all. I don't really buy it. Are you that lazy? I don't know. Are you just that scared of stampeding, I guess? There must be something that I don't understand. Like, there's so many people that they know they can't get out or something. There must be something that I don't understand. There's so much security, they're not afraid, I guess. Is that maybe what we're seeing? Because it seems odd to me. I don't care if there's security or not. If 13 shots go off, I'm getting my ass off that stage and out of that motherfucker immediately. I don't want to know what happened to Trump. I'm getting out. And in my experience, and I've seen it before in the Broncos riot, when you feel fear, everybody else feels fear too, and they're all running at the same time as you. But these people are not running, and I mean...
When you're ready, on you. Ready? Move! Move! Go! Hawkeye's here.
Heroes!
You ready?
Okay, running cops. Running cops. Lots of running cops. Two plain cops. 3 plain cops. Why are 3 plain cops responding to the threat? It should be the SWAT guys should be on the threat. Why are the plain cops running for the gunmen? I love cops sometimes. I really hate them other times. But sometimes they try and do something, and I really like that about them. I do. Those are plain cops responding to the shooter, I believe. Where's our SWAT and all that stuff that's supposed to be doing that? I mean, they're on the stage, I guess.
Let me get my shoes.
Does that guy have a flak jacket? Because he's kind of protecting the Trump's body, but I don't think it would stop the bullets.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Why are you having the guy without the flak jacket cover the Trump's back?
Let me get my shoes, sir.
I mean, maybe that's too critical. 3 bodies will stop the bullets, maybe. But I kind of want a flak jacket, honestly. Where do you have a flak jacket? I think he does. I think he does. I think he does. I can see evidence of it. He's got a flak jacket in there. He's got evidence. I can see the evidence of it. Never mind. He is a hero. He's fucking a hero. I'm like, what good is a man's body to stop bullets, though? You know, I'm just being a hard ass about it. Don't throw the guy with no cover up. I mean, then you're just a dead guy. You know, I need somebody with a flak jacket, but I believe he does. I believe he does. Yep. So what was the last shot? What was the last shot here? There's so many question marks. I don't like it. What was that last shot? What was that last shot? It was like 8 seconds later. Trump was on the ground. It was either the radiator cap blowing, but it sounded like the shooter took another shot, and a woman immediately started screaming when whatever he shot at got hit.
Watch out.
Wait. Oh my god. USA, 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 USA. Ooh, what was that? Oh, some shooting. I was like, oh shit, is there more fire? No, what's this now? Oh yeah, you're shooting deer? Cool. I love that I can hear him shooting deer. It's awesome. Yeah, fuck the deer. She's so angry. They don't like the media anymore. Do you see it? My people hate the media. That's not good. Without the news, we're fucked. She's so mad. She's so mad. Fuck you. He's really angry at these media. Why not throw the finger at all the people with their cell phones up? We're all journalists. Why are you freaking out, dude? Your anger is not constructive. It's not constructive. You know they're going to keep piping that fucking lie. They're just going to keep pumping that lie to the media. Or sorry, the media is just going to keep pumping that lie to the public. You can't stop them. The anger is not constructive. It honestly, it freaks me out. She looks so angry. Look at what the anger has done to my people. We need dirty, rotten liars, scoundrel, cheating, liar, thieves out of power. We can't have them running our country anymore. Look at what it's done to my people. They're so fucking angry, and I don't blame them, really. You guys sold us up the river. You sold us up the river. You took all that money and you stuffed it in the bank while we all starved. You fucked us. And can you blame them? They're fucking angry. They think they think you use the media as a tool to do it. And they're probably not wrong. You need to get better now. You need to go about your lives better and conduct your business with more ethics and like higher ground, higher moral ethics and stuff. You guys have not you have not been conducting yourselves well as the media. If they hate you that much, you have not been conducting yourselves well. It's not hard to earn the public's love as the media. But it is when you lie and cheat and fucking steal and sway and wag the dog.
Honestly, it was so unbelievable. This was like, but all of a sudden,
Look at what you've done to my country. They look blood red angry. And it's both of you guys. You both did this. It's the elephant and the jackass. Look at what you guys did in my country. You have not had a positive influence on us in the last 60 years. Look at how angry they are. It's not good. It's not good. It's I can see it plain as day. I think really now it's more about don't piss us off any further. You better not piss us off any further. This is probably the last straw. You got to be careful. My people can only take so much. And trust me, like the blue is no different. They feel the same way. If Biden were to be shot like this, it would be no different. It's happened on both sides. It has. JFK got shot too. You know? RFK got shot too. It's happened on both sides. Honestly, we don't hear that many Republican leaders getting shot, you know? Usually when you have a shooter victim, you get them in an ambulance, but they're terrified of the ambulance driver being in on it. That's how much they hate you now. You haven't been leading the people. You worried about porn stars and, you know, Hunter Biden's laptop and Benghazi and all this shit instead of actually leading the people out of this fucking quagmire. So now they want to kill your ass. Are you fucking surprised? I am not surprised. You sat around with the media and you jacked off for 15 fucking years, more like 60. And we're pissed at you now. Are you fucking surprised? I am not surprised. I don't think anybody in this crowd is surprised at all. Nobody is surprised today. Nobody. You have drummed my people up to a fever level where both sides want to kill each other. Are we surprised he was shot? Fuck no. Fuck no. I don't know what to do with this. I don't even know how to handle it or you know, process it. Do I hate the people who did it? Do I venerate the people who did it? Do I hate the people who got shot? Do I venerate the people who got shot? Do I believe it's a psyop? Yes. Do I believe that it's actually a nut? Yes. Do I believe that it's an inside job? Yes. I don't know, but I believe it's a nut and an inside job. And I don't know. That fire sounded suppressed to me, which sounds professional to me. Let's listen to the gun sounds. You know I have gun nuts in my channel. I know I do. Some of them are my best friends. Some of them are me, you know? So let's go listen to the gunshots again. We're a minute 40 in. We're going to go back. We're going to go back.
Take a look at what happened.
556 762 762 semi-auto Heckler and Koch. I don't know the model number. MP40? One, two, three, four, five.
You see something that said, take a look at what happened.
No, not MP40. I don't know. I don't know enough to appraise the gunshots. I don't know. I've not heard enough semi-fire like that to know in live in a real life. I don't know, but I'm guessing MP40. No, MP40. Yeah, MP40 with a scope. A semi MP40 with a scope, maybe. Let's pull the weapon that I took a stab at it with, and I think I'm wrong, but MP40 scoped, right? Look at an image of it. Yeah, you sell something pretty good with that. You see it? That's my guess. No. That's no. I'm not thinking of the MP40. I'm thinking of the M14? No, that was not an M14. It was a lower caliber than that. It was not 7.62. It's something lower. It's gonna be 40 cal, which is why I'm thinking 40 cal, which is why I said MP40. But I'm thinking 40 cal something or another because it sounds 40 cal to me. It's not actually that high. It's odd. What weapon did this guy use? It is not a 50 cal. It is like a 40 cal. Let's listen to the shots again.
Said, take a look at what happened.
Tick-tock. It's a lever action. Tick-tock. Yep. Tick-tock. 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 Very good semi-auto weapon, but God knows what it is. I'd have to see the weapon. I don't know. Let's listen to it again.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
I want to blank the screen for a minute. I think it damages it. Oops, no, that's not it. I want to go big face black, right? We're gonna listen to just the gunshots for just a second, okay?
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
And then one final shot, right about here. Hear it? It wasn't, the final sound was not a gunshot. It was the radiator bursting in the John Deere tractor, I think. And I thought it was a gunshot, but when you listen to the first sound, you'll hear his chamber clearing each time. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Right? And so, but the last sound is a radiator busting. Tick-tock, tock, tock, tock. Now listen, about 10 seconds later, 8, 9, 10. It's a radiator busting. It's not a gunshot. So, okay, now we go back about 2 minutes and 5 seconds in, somewhere around here. That fucking sound is so annoying. What is it? I want to kill it. Why do you keep making sound? You're annoying. You're a deer. Shut up, you. You're loud. I can't believe that. I can't believe this. I can't believe this happened. Yep, so they're pissed off because the cell phones all lost service within 10 seconds of the gunshot going off. So I'm gonna hazard some guesses as to why that might be the case, right? My first guess is that there's no such thing as coincidence and it's on purpose. And the reason that it's on purpose is this is part of their response to any sort of natural, national emergency response is to blanket the cell phones of everybody around. And it's like a simple kill switch that they can push in their little radar van out there in the parking lot that kills the entire area, so cell phone footage can't go out to the world that something happened that they need to keep secret or whatever, right? And so that's what I'm gonna guess what we saw, but it's still a violation of 1,000 people's civil liberties and rights. It's a violation of their privacy. It's a suppression of their freedom. It goes against what we stand for as Americans. It is a prosecutable offense that will cause the loss of the jobs of anybody in the government who knew about it. And it is a prosecutorial offense. It is one that we could stick the entire government with. If they blanket the cell phones of that entire fucking crowd, they are committing felonies of a level that, on such a heinous, corrupt level that it does indicate that the government has been taken over by some kind of rogue element that is working actively against us. And so that's what these guys are screaming about right now, that their cell phones are dead. These guys are like, you're blanketing the truth. You're silencing the truth. They blame the media for this, but they needn't do that. They need to blame themselves. They're the ones who voted and put these people in. The media didn't cause this. The media is the people trying to tell you it's happening. Do not kill the messenger. That's called ad hominem. You don't attack the messenger. It's a fallacy that I don't expect people like this to understand, but they need to. You don't attack the fucking messenger. You just don't. It's not their fault. It's not the fucking media's fault that you voted in these goddamn vultures that eat our bones, pick our bones clean. It is not the media's fault that that happened. They're trying to tell you that it happened. We can blame the media. It's not going to fix the fucking problem. You let these vultures take over our goddamn government, and the rich people run the lobbies, and Trump was right up in there. Right? Trump was right there, the one taking the most money. Trump, I mean, Trump's a television star. He's about as crooked as they get. I mean, look at Ronald Reagan. How dare you guys terrorize these poor Pennsylvanians from rural areas? How dare you do this to them? They're never going to forget this. Their kids are going to be screaming and crying at night. In 20 years, they're going to be at the bar telling the fucking story, and entertaining the entire fucking bar. How dare you do this fucking shit to my fucking people like this? It's unacceptable. Nobody likes you for what you're doing. I don't even know who put that gunman there or whatever, but nobody likes you for what you're doing. Nobody likes what you turned us into. They're angry at you. They should be. They're angry at you. It's not the media that did this. It's the voters. They need to blame themselves. They put these people in there. I haven't supported these fucking assholes for 30 years. This is what we got. This is what we get when we support them. JFK murders and shit like that. I've been sick of them since the JFK. 9/11. It's your fault. You voted these people in. You need to look at yourself. It's not the media. Stop sticking the finger in the media's fucking face. All they're trying to do is tell people what happened. That's ridiculous. Even in wartime, we don't attack the media. The media's just there to let us know what happened. That's it. Sure, they put the motherfucking spin on it and they get used by the politicians. That's because you put them there. That's your fault. You put them there. You put them in that fucking situation. So anyways, I'm going to bring it back, guys. I'm sorry for the black screen. It's just... You put them there. You want to scream at somebody else. You put them there. It's your fault. You put them there. I haven't voted for these assholes in any real way or form for 20 or 30 years. You put them there. Point the finger at your fucking self. It's not Biden's fault that Trump is Trump. And it's not fucking Trump's fault that Biden is Biden. You got to stop pointing the fingers and just understand that you voted in corrupt people that run the lobbies in the country into the goddamn ground and haven't done anything for 67 years. Stop doing that and we're fine. The only finger, like this girl is pretty quick to throw the middle fucking finger at the media. You know? She's pretty fucking quick. She's like, fuck you. You caused this or whatever. No. You put him in power. You caused this. You caused this. You voted for these people that kill our democracy. This is your fault. Better turn that fucking finger around. Better turn that finger around. Denial's not a river in fucking Egypt. You better turn that fucking finger around. You voted these people in. They're both corrupt. They're both evil. They're Republicrats. They're the same color of blue, red MAGA. They don't care about us. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about lying to us or doing psyops or anything like that. They don't care about blanketing the cell phones or any of that stuff or blanket silencing the cell phones. Or Pegasing the whole lot of you. They don't care. They work with Palantir. They work with Nvidia. They work with Bill Gates, and you know, it's just, you know, they don't care about you. To you, they're you know, the only thing you are to them is a vote. That's it. They don't care whether you live or die, or the rent's too high, or the college is good or not. They don't give two shits if you live or die. Trump does not give two shits if you live or die. Not at all. Not at all, not in anywhere form. That doesn't affect his bottom line in anywhere form. It might suck if he loses your vote, but he doesn't give two shits about you. Neither one of them give two shits about you. You got a wake-up call now. They'll psyop you right there, right then, 10 seconds from the goddamn rifle shots, and they're psyoping you 10 seconds from the shots, and the government's blanked your fucking cell phones. Yeah, like give us the truth, assholes, you know? Yeah, I agree with you, but I mean, like, honestly, they are trying to give you the truth. The people that are riding away in the limo right now are not. You know, the people riding away in the $500,000 G-Wagon or whatever are not.
Unbelievable. I think this is like but all this
Stop blocking the truth, asshole. Yeah, the truth is you put these people in power. You need to self-examine. Turn that vote around, then. You don't like him, don't vote for him. You think Trump wants any more of this? Oops, I've got to save this. This is good. By the way, guys, that's for sale. This is for sale, by the way. It's going in the old file. We're going to save this one. Skycat's, Skycat's appraisal of this debacle. Here it is, you know. And I'm sure there's other stuff that I haven't even, like, got to or even grokked yet. And so we're going to say this is the assassination screenshots. Save. If they ever look on my computers, they're going to see assassination screenshot. They're going to be like, oh my god, he's plotting against the president. Yes. Yes, I am. I'm plotting to make you atone for going 70 years without actually helping us in anywhere form. just this shit. For 70 years. This does not help us. Seen it before. Who pays for the tractor? The tractor was the real victim.
Incoming tell.
Ooh, I like that sound. Tell me that you're giving me a party. Are you giving me a party? Yes, please. Yes, please. Burn? You know I burn.
Incoming party invite.
You love that sound. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the leader's name's Smoker, which is good news for me, because I'm hella high. I'm about to go nuke some mobs. Yeah, burn. Yeah, for burn. Yeah, fast burn. We got 5 people in a burn right away. Yeah, I'm going to burn one down. What's up? What's up? Oh, hello. Just open. Just pull hard. Okay, hold on. I'm coming. Let me mute the microphone. I'll be right back. Do I want to burn? Yeah, I want to burn. Oh man, we pulled quick. Where the fuck are we going? 6 people that fast. Oh man, he pulled the party right quick. I've never seen somebody build a burn that fast. Okay, 6 people. Mana burn time. I'm gonna change the title on my channel here for a minute. We won't change it. Shumpo shot news cycle. Once human. FFX. I mean, actually, no. I don't need to do anything at all. I think that's right. So FFXI time. We're going to where? Bosidine Glacier. Okay. I need Signet, and I'm ready. Let's see, where are we going? We're going to Bosidine, which is Faragunde. I got a party. I got a party. Let's go all the way down there, don't I? It's so stupid. I hate how long this takes. You could just directly walk there in 30 seconds, but they make you do this like 3-minute thing. Blizzago to Blizzard 2. Yeah, Blizzard 2. Okay, let's go back to the news cycle again. Where are you? There you are.
It was rather chaotic at that point because half the people were looking because they thought it was fireworks. I knew it was gunshots right away. My friend, he hit the deck. I was kind of looking around just trying to see where the shots were coming from. It seemed to me like the shots were coming from behind the bleachers. It seemed to me the man got hit in the head from behind. He was killed instantly as far as I could tell. And at that point, a state police and a SWAT team, started evacuating the bleachers, and then I helped carry the man out of the bleachers to a tent that was behind the bleachers.
You helped carry the man yourself. What was his condition when you were carrying him?
He's deceased. He died.
How close were you to him?
A couple yards. It wasn't very far.
Did you know the man?
No, that's a complete stranger. They put a towel over his head and then carried him off.
And you said there was another woman nearby who was also injured. Where was she in relation to him?
I believe she was in the bleachers, like either behind, above me, or just to the side of him. But it seemed
as
like
usual, my
people
people pay the price for your political fucking effatry. Seriously, your political fucking butt fucking and all this, the Potomac two-stepper, right? You guys can fucking take shots at each other for all of your fucking lives while my people just fucking pay the price wholesale. They do. Like, they're the ones who die on the sidelines. It's so annoying. Like, man, like that lady who got shot on January 6th. She was just trying to protest her fucking right. Like, her God-given right to protest things. You shot her in the fucking chest.
Looked like she had taken a gunshot wound to the forearm and hand.
Joseph, from where I was standing, we heard multiple gunshots, 8 to 11 shots. We've been hearing it replayed on the video here. Do you remember, can you tell, I know it was a chaotic scene, but at what point, was it immediately when you heard the gunshots that he was shot, or was it later on into the firing?
The first 7, he was hit and she was hit within the first 7 shots. I counted 7 shots.
What was going through your mind? You were right there. I know it happened so quickly, but what can you tell us about those moments?
First, I was in shock because I know what gunshots sound like, so I knew they were gunshots. I couldn't tell from where they were coming from. And when I noticed someone got hit, then I noticed, well, it seemed like they were coming from behind me. And it just was pandemonium. And then I heard some more shots, and I couldn't quite tell where they were coming from. But I counted the first 7. They were very loud and very close. And it killed one man and wounded another woman.
And Joseph, you told me that you're a doctor, you're an OBGYN. How did that background play into how quickly you were sort of able to assess the situation and know what happened to these individuals and know what was going on?
Well, I told the police, I tried to render assistance. I told the police I could render assistance. They had another physician on the EMT team, so they kind of took over. So they didn't really need me, so I kind of helped carry them down initially out of the bleachers. Yeah, there wasn't, the man that got hit, there was no assistance that needed to be given. And unfortunately, his family witnessed the whole thing. It seemed like he had several family members in the bleacher with him. And they were quite upset. They didn't know, they were in shock. They didn't quite know what was going on. But the man was definitely killed instantaneously.
Could you tell sort of how many family members or people who knew him were with him, and what was their reaction?
I thought there was 5 people. 2 of them were relatively hysterical. So, but they were, when we took the man out of the bleachers, he went to the tent. There was an aid tent or some type of tent behind the bleachers where they took the body, and they immediately evacuated the family with them. And 2 out of the 5, it seemed like, in shock, hysterical. Like they were still trying to process what was going on.
Joseph, from where I was standing, we heard the shots. We saw the president go down.
Yeah, I saw President Trump get hit.
What can you tell us? What details you remember?
It seemed like his head was off to the side, and it seemed like he got nicked in the ear.
Was that before the Secret Service took him down to the ground, covered him?
Right before the Secret Service. I mean, it was maybe, again, it's hard to tell, like, time dilates when, like, it seemed like it was a second or two. Like, that first 7 shots that went off, the man got hit. He was killed almost instantly. The woman in the bleachers, she got injured, like she got hit in the forearm and the hand. And then in those rounds that were fired, again, I was videoing the event, so that's when I saw Trump get hit. And it seemed to me like he was looking to the side and the round grazed his ear. So.
Could you tell the gentleman that was hit in the head what angle he was in relation to the former president, like which direction the bullets were coming from and to?
So it looked like he was facing the president at the very far left portion of the bleachers, so he's directly facing it. Again, it seemed to me like the shots were coming from the rear, like behind us. And for me, it seemed like the man was in the way. Like, I guess...
In the way of the former president?
No, it seemed like the man was in the way of the shots between whoever was shooting the gun and the president. The man was hit. It seemed like he was in the crossfire.
And I know... And I know you're in shock and still processing all of this. It's sort of hard to evaluate our own emotions in this moment, but you just experienced something horrific.
Yes.
What can you tell us about your state of mind right now?
Yeah, I've had opportunities to go to these rallies before. It's the first one I ever went to. Had time off to go do it. I was kind of excited to go, but it's. Everyone, it's something you don't expect. It comes out of the blue. It's like a bolt out of the blue, and it's shocking. The way politics goes in this country, it just seems like it's really polarized. Everyone's just very angry. I'm honestly shocked this didn't happen earlier. I was commenting to my friend and went to the event with me. I was like, the back behind the bleachers, it's really open. It seems like a really open venue, and it just, I got this sense that, if someone really wanted to do something, again, I was openly talking to her, and I was like, if something bad was going to be happening, this is the perfect venue to have. I just said this like an hour before it happened. I was like, this would be the perfect place to do it. And, surprisingly enough, it happened.
A devastatingly prescient observation from you. Let me ask you one more question, because from where I was, there was confusion. Then Trump stood up and there were some cheers, and then people sort of remained, those that weren't in sort of the immediate zone where you were, people were still sort of cheering, talking, trying to figure out what was going on. How quickly did you know that whether or not there was still a dangerous situation? It seemed like people sort of started to try to move on very quickly, not sure what had happened, right? So how soon did you know whether or not it was even safe? Did you want to get out of there? What did you witness in sort of the immediate aftermath once the shots stopped?
Well, soon after the shots went off, everyone thought it was a prank. Everyone, I think, got a sense, like when I looked out into the crowd, everyone thought I think the initial reaction, everyone thought it was a prank. I knew better it was a gunshot because I just saw a guy get hit. And it did.
For those of us that didn't see, it's some people started laughing, some people were confused. It wasn't immediately clear to the crowd that didn't witness what you witnessed, that this was in fact a dangerous and deadly situation.
Oh, it was a dangerous and deadly situation. The problem is it's a large crowd, and when the gunshots went off, I think they were, again, my sense was they were being shot from behind, so they sounded a bit muffled. So it sounded more like a firecracker going off. So I think the initial reaction from the people around me were like, okay, well, someone brought fireworks. I just knew better. I know what gunshots sound like.
Okay, much better. So, how did I do this before? Yeah, that was it, isn't it? Except I think I went... Yeah, like that. Yeah, I did that, I think. I go... Yeah, like that. No, that actually works. Yeah, that actually works. I think. This one desperately needs it. How did I get it? There we go. I love these headphones and I don't want to let them go. They work so well. They turn volume up by like a 50 or like 100% or something like that, so you can really blast it if you want to. You can blast your eardrums out, and I love these headphones and I'm not letting them go. Okay, I'm gonna cast Re-Raise. Melon pie +1. Isn't roast mushroom supposed to be super good? I can't remember.
When I saw the guy took a gunshot wound to the head, and then I saw the woman that got hit in the forearm and the hand, I just knew that it wasn't fireworks. I mean, it wasn't fireworks initially, but I think the majority of the crowd didn't understand that it was gunfire, and I think people took it really seriously when the SWAT team started jumping over the rails. So I don't know what to tell you outside of that.
Joseph, I know this, I can't imagine what it takes to describe what you just witnessed in these moments right in the aftermath. So we thank you so much for sharing.
I'm happy to.
Lester?
Good evening. I'm Adriana Diaz. This is a CBS News special report. We are coming on the air live tonight, moments after shots have rung out at a rally where President Trump was addressing the crowd. Our Scott McFarland is there. I'm going to bring him in tonight. But the scene has been described as chaotic. Several shots were heard. President Trump hit the stage. Secret Service came in, and we're going to bring in Scott McFarland to let us know what he has seen and heard. Scott?
Adriana, it was a series of explosive sounds just about 5 minutes into the president's rally, the former president's rally here in Butler County, Pennsylvania. We saw the Secret Service rush the podium when the noises began, move President Trump, former President Trump, off the stage, and when he emerged, he appeared to have some blood somewhere near one of his ears. He raised his fist in defiance and moved with the Secret Service detail to some type of motorcade vehicle, and this rally has since ended. This was about 6:05 on the East Coast. The series of explosive noises shuddered through this crowd. So many of the thousands of people here went to the ground as law enforcement, what appeared to be some form of paramilitary or Secret Service detail, rushed to the left side of the stage behind former President Trump. They appeared to move someone or something out of the way. And now this rally crowd is departing. The former president has been moved off site. A series of explosive noises 5 minutes into the former president's rally here near Pittsburgh. He appeared to emerge defiantly with his fist in the air, but with some type of blood coming near one of his ears. We're working to get more information right now, but we can tell you this crowd is agitated. They are, at some point, defiant. Some are refusing to leave, some are in tears, but this rally appears over, Adriana.
It looks like a chaotic scene there in Pennsylvania, Scott. Just horrific news, and this is a crowded area with, I'm sure, what was very heavy security. Scott, can you explain to me what kind of security people need to go through just to get to these fairgrounds?
You need to be screened to enter this area. We all had to go through magnetometers, had to have our bags checked, had to have our electronics
Your
checked.
skill has increased.
There is a visible Secret Service detail. You can see it in each corner of these fairgrounds in Butler County, Pennsylvania. I can tell you, when the series of explosives went off, some of us were confusing it for what would sound like firecrackers. But it was quite clear to the crowd immediately that there shouldn't be firecrackers going off here, and so many people took cover. We jumped beneath the rafters upon which I'm standing, which is behind the seated part of this crowd. Others just hit the deck, got into the grass. The former president was, you may see this better than me from the footage, removed by a Secret Service detail that seemed to pounce immediately. In fact, a lot of people were conflating this for firecrackers. It didn't go down until they saw the former president get rushed by his security detail. We can't speak to his condition right now. All we can say is he jumped back up, raised his fist in the air. The crowd cheered when he did, and he appeared to have some bit of blood on his head at the time.
Raised his fist in the air. We are all praying that he is okay. We understand the Secret Service has whisked him away in the motorcade. The FBI, we're told, is aware, but this right now, just as it's happening, is a Secret Service investigation. Scott, this comes as all eyes were really on this rally because we are just days before the Republican National Convention, and at any moment, the former president, was expected to announce his VP pick. So this was a significant rally, and at a time where there's been a lot of scrutiny, a lot of focus on who that could have been. We are getting in some commentary from J.D. Vance, the senator from Ohio, who was one of the contenders for former President Trump's VP pick. He has written on X, "Everyone join me in praying for President Trump and everyone at that rally. I hope everyone is okay." It is a sentiment that we all echo. Scott, can you tell us what is happening now? We're seeing some pictures, likely from earlier, of a motorcade being taken out and security personnel in camouflage heading in with long guns, surely trying to secure the area.
I'm seeing another ambulance move in right now, Adriana. Pardon me as I look away, but I see another ambulance behind one of the rafters near where former President Trump was speaking. This crowd is 90% gone from the seating area. They've moved back behind us, and some of them in the direction of their cars or towards all the walking areas that got them the very long walk from the parking lots to the rally site. But we see no shortage of medical units. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3 fire truck or medical units nearby, a police detail keeping the crowd away from that area. To be clear, this is a heavily secured event. This is not just a hanging out at the county fairgrounds. You had to get wanded. You had to go through metal detectors. You had to go through a Secret Service
That guy hit from the
protected
outside.
detail to get into this site.
You could
And
tell
people
that he
were
hit
arriving
from the
here
outside. He
as
was
early
not
as 10 or
inside
11 this
the thing.
morning. People were entering this area as early as 1 o'clock this afternoon. They've been screened, which begs any number of questions. I could also tell you it's worth noting the crowd, some of them are being particularly hostile. They're yelling in the direction at us, yelling in the direction of authorities, but they are emptying out. Rally's over.
It's incredible, Scott, how quickly that crowd emptied out. When we were talking just moments ago, it was packed. And now when we just saw you recently, you can see that that area has been cleared. I can hear the yelling behind you, Scott. No doubt this is a difficult, frightening moment for everyone who was there, everyone across the country who was watching. for there to be shots to have been fired toward the president. And at this point, it's too early to know exactly what happened. We saw him reach up and touch his head. We don't know if he was hit. We don't know if he was grazed. We don't know if someone else was hit. You just told us, Scott, that you saw an ambulance at the scene. But this is a moment that is going to change the trajectory of this campaign. Already, so much focus had really been on this campaign on the side of President Biden. Now we are talking about the unthinkable, potentially former President Trump on stage as shots ring out here in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Scott, can you tell us a bit of what you're seeing now? What are people yelling behind you?
No, they're yelling at us. Some of the members of the crowd
Incoming
screaming vulgarities at the media. We're all in a row here on the rafters above the stage, above the seated area. But I could see police or law enforcement of some sort, Secret Service, state police or county police, moving the crowd out. They're getting everybody out of here, which raises a few possibilities, doesn't it, Adriana? That they have to collect some type of evidence or investigate some type of incident, some type of crime, if these were, in fact, gunshots. Or they're concerned about everybody's safety as people are now moving in aimless directions, bumping into each other, bumping into tossed equipment. There's a lot of debris around here, too. People just hit the ground. Chairs were toppled. We jumped beneath our elevated stage.
I didn't see anybody move. I didn't see anybody move. Not a single person except for the Secret Service.
It was a chaotic moment. I don't think that's overstating it.
I think it was actually very sedated.
2 or 3 seconds in, these might be gunshots. It was a sequence. A fast sequence of explosions, as if somebody had lit off 10 or 12 firecrackers in a row. And it's easy to conflate firecrackers and some types of gun rounds. But once everybody recognized something was afoot here, when the Secret Service moved in to former President Trump, everybody recognized the severity of the situation. And there were people moving in different directions, running into each other, or just face planting into the grass or into the ground. And you can see, still, from my vantage point on the other side of this camera, people in tears, people hugging each other, people comforting each other. That's the scene in Butler County, Pennsylvania, where there was to be a marathon rally of former President Trump that only got 5 minutes in before this incident occurred.
Scott, what you're describing is horrific. This is the worst possible scenario at an event like this. Our politicians are supposed to be able to address the public in a safe environment, and that is why there is so much security, the security that you've described, people being wanded down, having their bags checked just to get into that area. And, you know, we understand why tensions are so high, why people are so emotional there. This is really just, it's a tragic moment. And when you were there, when it happened, Scott, you mentioned it sounded like firecrackers. How long did it take for people in the crowd to realize what was happening?
It took about 4 or 5 seconds for a lot of us to recognize that, first of all, firecrackers shouldn't be lit or ignited at an event like this, so there was something suspicious about it. And even though it sounded like firecrackers, there was a pretty quick realization this could be something much more dangerous. And let me be unequivocal about something. This is a security failure of epic, historic proportions, that there was some type of explosive noise. The former president had to be tackled and taken off stage by a Secret Service with blood appearing to come from his head. That a crowd of thousands at a presidential rally had to hit the ground, some of them colliding with each other, equipment falling on their heads and our heads at one point. No matter what this ends up being, this was a security failure at an event that is secured by the U.S. Secret Service and any number of other law enforcement agencies, where everybody in the space had to be screened and wanted by metal detectors and officers. It's just calamitous as a failure.
We're getting new reporting in, Scott. Our Olivia Rinaldi, who was there, says that they see some blood on the bleachers. We're also hearing, I'm just getting some more information here. We're also hearing that the president is off-site. And Jane, what did you just say? We now have Robert Costa joining us on the phone. Bob, what can you tell us?
I've had a lot of weird days.
What is that cuckoo sound?
Do we have Bob? We lost Bob. Scott, we're going to bring you back in here. We just Scott, can you hear me?
Hey, it's Costa.
Scott, you know, what you described there is, you know, we've seen these rallies hundreds of times. This is not the first time that, you know, the former president has held a rally like this. They really should have this security protocol down. But like you said, clearly there was a breach. Clearly there was some kind of issue here for shots to have rung out, not only before you saw the president duck down, but afterward we have reporting that there were shots that were fired after the fact, after he was carried out on stage.
Heard a long sequence of explosions. Again, that's at about the 5-minute mark of this rally. After we all recognized these were likely, if not potentially, gunshots, we all took cover. And I'll admit we lost our view of the stage at that point. You can see it's all askew right now. The sign is off center. Things are toppled. Chairs are toppled. There's a helicopter going overhead right now. I also saw at one point, after the former president was removed, a set of law enforcement or responders, some in paramilitary gear, you know, the camouflage gear with helmets, run toward the left side of the podium from my perspective. It would have been the former president's right, and focus on someone or something about 50 to 100 feet to the left, to the camera's left of where former President Trump was speaking, to the former president's right side. That happened about maybe 60 seconds, 90 seconds after the explosive noises occurred. But law enforcement now appears to be growing in number on site. See more vehicles, more flashing lights than I did when the speech began. And they have moved this crowd out of the seated area, out of the area immediately around the stage.
Scott, this is now a crime scene, and we're hearing from our reporter, Olivia Rinaldi, who is there. That crime scene tape is being put up. The area, like you said, is being cleared. And now this is a live investigation that the Secret Service is involved in. I want to bring in our Bob Costa, who's been speaking to Trump sources all day. Bob, what have you heard?
This is an event that has sent off a seismic explosion inside of American political circles. Top Democrats and top Republicans working the phone already with me, asking me if they're hearing anything. They're trying to reach Donald Trump and his advisors. This is a shocking event to have an alleged shooting at a campaign event for the presumptive nominee just days before the convention opens in Milwaukee. There's a lot of concern. The former president, 78 years old, seen to be by his allies and friends in good physical health. This is something that has rattled everyone just within the last minute. A lot of uncertainty about what exactly happened, trying to talk to sources of the Justice Department and the Secret Service about what exactly took place.
And Bob, we're just getting some new reporting into the newsroom right now. We're being told that the former president is safe and that they have implemented protective security measures. So that is the latest that we have here. Former President Trump is safe. Right now, he is in with the Secret Service, who escorted him out swiftly after this event. But Bob, shocking, like you said, is the word. Troubling is the word. Worrisome is also the word for what just happened and transpired at this Trump rally. These rallies are moments where people can gather around a candidate, support a candidate. This is the democratic process, and for it to be interrupted in this way is really an affront to the democratic process. We are still learning more about what happened. This was still moments ago. Go ahead, Bob.
And this is unprecedented in recent political history. You see the former president there raising his fist. This is someone who has been defiant. In past interviews with Trump, he has confided with me. He has always been worried about his health in terms of possible violence on the campaign trail. And he has said he has sort of a fatal view about some of his exposure publicly, but he wants to get out there with campaign rallies. In the past, I've talked with former President Trump about how he sees people like George Wallace, the former presidential candidate who has been shot years ago, decades ago. But this kind of violence is highly unusual in modern American politics, thankfully so. But you see the former president raising his fist in defiance. Ronald Reagan last shot in the early 1980s when he was president of the United States at the Hilton Hotel in Washington. And he famously also expressed defiance in the hospital room when he was dealing with that shooting and that assassination attempt at George Washington University Hospital. So a moment in history here, a possible tragedy likely averted but a tragic event for America to see a major political figure shot. I mean, this has echoes of 1968. Unfortunately, when you saw Dr. Martin Luther King gunned down, a major force in this country, Robert F. Kennedy running for president in California in 1968. Now, former President Trump, unfortunately, it's the list of those who have been shot while running for president.
Bob, that is exactly right. This is already a tragedy, already a historic moment that we just saw unfold. Thankfully, we're told former President Trump is safe. That is the most important thing right now. We do not have details of his condition. We saw when this transpired, he touched.
I'm going to level Red Mage
right now, and he dropped to the ground.
I realize now that I'm going to stop at level 63 Black Mage or whatever, and I'm going to go level Red Mage for the next few days. It's going to be so fun. I'm going to level Red Mage all the way to 37, and I'm going to solo it. Well, I don't know if I'm going to solo it, but most of the time I'm going to be solo unless I'm in a party, and I will run Red Mage, Black Mage, and then I will sub Red Mage for these Black Mage parties. It's the best sub by far. Oh, I need to pay attention. Yep, there it is. Oh, almost lost it. Six. I'm off my timing today. I will get better. Is that? Oh. Oop. $229. I got resisted. Fucking dumb. I cannot run for some reason. I don't really understand. Oh, maybe my program is busted. That might be it. Let's try again.
Was escorted out, carried away by the Secret Service. He is safe. That is what we are being told. But let's get some more perspective here. We have our Ed O'Keefe on the line from Milwaukee, where he is already there setting up for our coverage for the Republican National Convention. Ed?
Adriana, the news of this comes ironically as the facility where the convention
did you not get my keybind or something?
Begin on Monday is already under the requisite Secret Service security check, which has gotten underway just this afternoon. This is the city that is making big preparations for this four-day affair. We've seen local police out doing sort of runs through the streets on their bikes to get their sense of what streets have been closed and who might be out and about protesting or planning to. But this is, as you guys have been saying, a kind of shock and tragedy. And a completely unanticipated event, and what was supposed to be an otherwise sort of pep rally and prep rally for the former president as he makes his way to Wisconsin in the coming days. This Midwestern city was supposed to host this event 4 years ago for Democrats. Republicans opted to pick it instead, and conventioneers are starting to make their way in this direction. We have no official word from convention organizers here or the Republican Party as they prepare. And obviously everyone coming to this city, if they're getting off planes in the coming hours that they're in the air right now, are going to be shocked once they learn what has transpired.
And Ed, how could this change the trajectory of the campaign? This is something that, go ahead.
No, I mean, obviously that begs that question. But
Oh,
Adriana,
I'm overweight.
And to the point that Scott and Bob have been making, we all have kept in the back of our minds the possibility of something exactly like this unfolding in exactly this kind of setting. A large campaign rally, a small campaign event where somebody walks in and tries to cause trouble like this, especially in an era when, shootings have occurred at all sorts
Was
of
it a body?
in recent years. The fact that it had not happened until today at a political one was a miracle, to be frank. And now we'll have to wait and see not only how is the former president, and we wish him the best, but also was anyone else there injured? And how does this change the makeup of how campaigning can continue, not only for president, but for every other public office in this country, if now a candidate for the White House has been apparently injured after whatever this incident is in Pennsylvania?
Politicians want to be as close to the public as possible. That's why you see them in crowds. That's why you see them at rallies. That's why you see them reaching out and shaking hands and trying to reduce the barriers between them and their crowds. And like you said, this is going to call into question, do we need to have even greater security measures? Do we need to have bulletproof glass surrounding campaigners as they are on the stages of these campaigns addressing the public?
Ironic about an event like this, those people that are there or were there for that event should have been screened, would have been screened by U.S. Secret Service. Similar, but perhaps not as aggressive, depending on the deployment of Secret Service personnel, as you do when you go through an airport and you're told, don't bring certain things to the event, don't bring large bags. And don't necessarily, and anticipate that you're going to be in security lines and whatnot. So it is designed to be an event that is protected, which is why it's equally stunning to those that cover these kinds of events that something like this could happen. The fact that it was open air, however, adds a level of risk that may have led to whatever's unfolded here in the last hour.
All right, Ed, we're going to get back to you in a minute. We're going to bring in Bob Costa, who's joining us now here on set. Bob, what is the latest that you're hearing from your sources?
Every single Republican source now, and Democrats as well, are looking for updates. They know that former President Trump is in a safe spot, as you have reported, and our CBS News team has confirmed. But they're trying to find out more information about what exactly unfolded. This was a catastrophic security failure in the eyes of many of my sources already. Trump, as you noted, is someone who has rallies almost every week, sometimes multiple times a week. And to have a shot come across the bow of a stage, Secret Service covered the former president on stage. But we are in such an urgent political moment, a heated cultural moment, to see this unfold in real time. My heart goes out to everyone who was there at the rally, reporting on the rally, attending the rally, those in the Trump family, those in the Trump campaign. This kind of violence is something that is just, we have not seen it before. American political leadership, and it's reflected in my text messages and phone calls in the last few minutes, we're not prepared for this sort of moment. It's a bit surprising in a way. We're in such a charged political time. But everyone now, I've never seen it like this in the past 15 years of reporting, shocked to see the former president there, his hand in the air, defiant after it being grazed potentially, allegedly it seems, by an assailant, someone trying to assassinate him in some way. We're trying to learn new information, take our time to make sure we can confirm everything. But there are ripples and waves going out throughout the top ranks of American political leadership at this time. This is the presumptive nominee on the brink of his nomination in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is something we really have not seen from a presidential figure since Ronald Reagan, just down the street from our CBS News Bureau near DuPont Circle at the Hilton Hotel in the early 1980s. This is something we haven't seen on a campaign since George Wallace, the former governor, was almost killed during his presidential campaign. And of course, Robert F. Kennedy, his son, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., running for president now as an independent candidate. His father killed in California in 1968. You can see the former president there dunking. He loves the campaigns. I've been covering him since 2014, 2015, when he started to have campaign rallies. This is not an unusual event for him. This is the bread and butter of his political career. The popular crowd, the roar of the crowd, he feeds off of this. And to have him react with his fist in the air, this is someone who has, throughout his entire life, told me in different interviews that he has seen the highs and the lows, and he keeps coming back. It's part of his personality to deal with aggressive crowds, aggressive critics, but he has never faced anything like this, an assassination attempt at a rally on the eve, almost, of the Republican National Convention.
And that's what it could have been, an assassination attempt. That is the first time that we're hearing those words, and that is...
Well, when someone shoots at you,
that's what it is.
It's an assassination attempt in some capacity when you have a major political figure. We're pacing ourselves, trying to learn more about exactly what unfolded, but certainly some kind of weapon was discharged at former President Donald Trump.
And Bob, you've spoken to the former president. Has he ever talked about his concerns over the risks involved in being so close to the public in the way that he likes to be?
He has mused about this privately to many of his associates in the past, and I've reported this previously, that former President Trump often wonders, by being so out front publicly, does he have some sort of risk? He has wondered, because he is such a different sort of political figure, not part of the traditional Republican Party, not someone who's welcomed by the political establishment necessarily in either party in some respects, what kind of violence he might face. But it has been something he's mused about versus something he's ever had to interact with publicly. But let's remember, he is 78 years old. This is someone who likes to talk about his physicality, his ability to have a good health report at his age. But he has also lived through history, so he is no stranger to what we've been discussing about what has happened in American politics in the past. But I've covered so many presidential candidates, and I often talk to them sometimes about Bobby Kennedy and about what they think about the risk of being out there on the campaign trail, because so few candidates, when they're running for president, until they become a nominee, have Secret Service protection. Former President Trump, of course, as a former president, has Secret Service protection. It's notable that every former president and every former First Lady in the United States, and this was passed by law by Congress a few decades ago, have Secret Service protection for the rest of their life. Former vice presidents do not necessarily have it unless there's a security risk. It's only former presidents and major party nominees who have that level of Secret Service protection. And Trump, heading into the convention, has an enormous footprint. If you ever cover Trump, it's car after car after car, multiple groups of agents. And for this to happen, again, a seismic political moment, a security failure at some respect. And everyone right now, I mean, I've never seen anything like this in the past year, at least. That everyone is wondering what happened, why. Is Trump okay? We've reported he's in a safe place. But again, we're in the immediate aftermath.
Bob, we are now getting a statement from the Secret Service, from their spokesperson, Anthony Guglielmi. He said, quote, an incident occurred the evening of July 13th at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures, and the former president is safe. This is now an active Secret Service investigation, and further information will be released when available. The most important part of that statement is the former president is safe. This was, as you said, it could have been fatal. I don't want to talk about the worst possible scenario, but that's
we want
what
our
it really
people
was.
safe. We don't want Americans killing Americans. We don't
want
want that. We don't want it. It already happened.
Secret Service,
like
the former president.
This killer killed people today, killed his fellow Americans, missed his shot, and fucking sucked dick. And I hope they fucking murder his ass. I hope they fucking give him the chair. Now let's catch him. Let's catch him. You know. Next thing is let's catch the person that did this. Oh. Can't target. Oh yeah, so I need to break down, I need to disassemble. Ooh, look at all that. Hey, somebody's chopping trees over there. I'm not alone. Yay. Oh, I broke all that stuff down, but I'm still overweight, huh? Alright, well, that's okay. Gotta go drop, I can kind of run, but not really. It's like you can kind of run. I wanna, just dump in this box. Yep, yeah, all of it. Merge and dump. All of it. That was all the materials, right? But all the materials. Just gonna start dumping them in boxes. Don't care. Nice. Now, am I of weight now? That wasn't enough, huh? Alright, well, can we make other stuff? Like lots and lots of charcoal. Could do copper, but I prefer to do bronze. Oh, but I don't have any charcoal. So in this one, we could do copper, I suppose. Or brass. Or steel. Can we make steel? No, I haven't gotten any iron ore yet. Come up here to like this one or whatever and say dark staff. No, that should work. It should work. I don't know, it's not working right.
In a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by beings from another dimension, where there are corrupted monsters, evil organizations, and plenty of mysteries to uncover across a massive map with beautiful biomes and deadly enemies.
Are those giant spiders? Oh, ha, yes! You know, once you get over your acrophobia, this is not half bad. Don't you shush me! Hold on that. Hi, Muma!
Once Human is a free-to-play open-world survival game that just released that my team and I
continue to explore the
Thank you, Promita. back to the drawing board. Okay.
We've got more fun news in the news today.
I thought we were going to be friends.
Extra, read all about it.
Because we actually do need a host with cancer. Yeah, that's true.
Remember that guy we talked about last week, Boogie2988? Used to be this guy dancing around. He used to make gaming videos, and he was angry, and his name was Francis, and he had a character, and now he's got teeth, and he's losing weight, and he's on the Lil Cal podcast, and he got in trouble for scamming his audience with crypto.
Today I confronted Boogie2988 on a crypto pump and dump he did.
And he just is a loser.
I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything.
And he's an he's terrible.
I'm sorry, Tommy C. I'm sorry, Daddy Keemstar.
He's just a big piece of shit, really, at the end of the day. Well, turns out, gets worse.
How is that possible?
My deep-voiced Chad audience members are probably asking me right now. Well, Destiny and Co. on a live stream speared him, lambasted him, and essentially got him to admit that they accused him of faking a cancer diagnosis.
He wanted to talk about it publicly for 2 years ago and then use it to fundraise the money that he now has so that he can do the biopsy that I don't even think he's doing, by the way. I don't think he's actually doing that.
In spite of being offered 80 grand to prove the diagnosis, Mudahar even offered him money.
When given almost $100,000, $60,000 of which put up by me just to get a confirmed diagnosis.
He refused. Why would you do that when you need money so badly that you're even scamming your audience and you make excuses like this?
I have a lot of medical bills and I'm fighting cancer and I very much like not to fuck around with my healthcare too much.
No, you're lying, Boogie.
I took some financial advice from a friend, and I'm not pointing fingers necessarily. I took the advice, but I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything.
Friend of the show, Boogie
Your skill has increased.
has once again been caught lying about something, and he's playing the victim and trying to save his career. He's deactivated his Twitter. For a moment, I thought he deleted his YouTube channel, but alas, it is still there, and it is still chock full of awesome content like this.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath.
I love this guy. I can't get enough of this guy.
Francis, what are you doing?
I can't believe that bullshit!
Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm going to turn around the petty nature of the POS that we're talking about today, and I'm going to use it to promote some product that just launched. It's called Sour Boys Little Guys. Okay, guys? They're fruit gummies. They have a flavor on the inside, 3 different flavors, peach, watermelon, and cherry, and on the exterior, there is an incredibly unique fruity rainbow flavor. These will be around for a limited time. Get them while supplies last. Go to sour.gg. We will have a bunch more flavors of these coming out. We had some issues with production. 52 weeks, 52 new flavors, Sour Boys. We've got Rocket Pop. That's right, the classic flavor, Rocket Pop. Yes, that is a Tomahawk missile on the bag. God bless America. So anyways, that's the end of that advert. If Boogie2988 was Pinocchio, his nose would be longer than my cup.
Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
The dude can never tell the truth. He just cannot tell the truth, and he has quickly become one of my least liked people on the internet. I've spoken to him a couple times. He was like one of the first old school YouTuber guys who followed me back in the day, and it's just, God, it's just such a sad downfall. It's such a sad, unnecessary downfall, and I feel like at this point I've got his character pinned down, and I refuse to speak to him and refuse to, I don't know, promote anything that he does or speak about him in any sort of way. I implore all of you, if you are on the internet and you like this whole drama stuff, don't interact with Boogie. I don't want to do this anymore, okay? I don't want to talk about this guy anymore. This guy sucks. He is an actual leech to positivity and light in the world. Boogie has once again found himself in a controversial situation. This time, I mentioned in the beginning, it involves himself being exposed by Destiny for lying about his cancer for the past 2 years.
All of the things that Boogie described, both the things that caused this and the treatments for it, are consistent with secondary polycythemia. None of these are consistent with cancer.
Does he have cancer? We don't actually know. His brother on Twitter says that he does, but it's unclear what the actual truth of the situation is, okay? And at this point, it is impossible to tell what has been fabricated and what is actual truth and reality. This man does not live in reality. He is a fool, and he should not be trusted as far as you could throw him. And unless you are incredibly strong, or some kind of heavy machinery. That's
Your
not
skill
very
has
common. I'm not
increased.
trying to be mean, that's just the reality of the situation. And it just happens to be that that figure of speech is incredibly applicable here. So yeah, the backlash from this one, Boogie couldn't take the heat and he deactivated his Twitter account, which is huge because he loves Twitter.
He
I'd say this
deactivated
downward spiral
Twitter?
needs to be closely studied
Oh my
because of
God.
how quickly he's ruined everything and has been given so many second chances. This is unlike any situation we've ever seen. On July 10th, 2024, Boogie was on LOLCal Live, a podcast hosted by him, 2 other guys, and created by Keemstar. This entire podcast is basically divided into 2 groups. The LOLCals, which includes Boogie, Tommy C, and Wings of Redemption, the 3 hosts of the podcast.
Please don't quit on us, guys. We love the show. Only 20-year-old Zoomers who don't even have money to donate need that high-energy fake bull.
They're all known LOLCals. They just get exploited by their viewers for clicks and views, and they can't control their own lives, and they have no free will. They're like animals, basically. They're literally like agricultural farm animals that are being exploited by the society that is around them. They have no control over their lives, and they can't make things right, and they continuously f up. What seems like, in spite of the chances,
I suppose
to
that
not
is the
do
best
that,
way to
that's
look
why
at it,
they're
yeah.
called
I guess
LOLCals.
that's how
They
you
just
would look at it,
continue
yeah.
to just or whatever. I don't fucking know. The other group, though, I said that this whole thing was divided up into 2 groups, is the farmers. That's Mudahar, Turkey Tom, Nicholas Dorio. Since the podcast started about 8 months ago, Boogie and the rest of the guys have been regulars. I was on the podcast once. I had a pretty good time, honestly. I think I did fairly well.
Welcome, Oompraville, big, hot YouTuber.
Talking to those fellows was really interesting. They treated me with respect. I appreciated them inviting me on. It was cool. I had a good time. Destiny went on the 10th. Destiny is known for not really wanting to just have a good time. He's a professional debater, right? Or I guess. I don't watch that much of Destiny's content, but I know he likes arguing with people and making people look stupid.
I feel like you can start from one of 2 points. You can either say, I value human sentience, and that's where I begin all of my moral construction from, or you can just say that, like, I value all sentience, and that's where vegans typically begin their construction from.
On the 10th, Destiny was a guest on the LOLCal show, and he talked directly to Boogie, had his notes, and called him out for faking his cancer. That is crazy.
Boogie, 2488, you are being confronted tonight. I am 99% sure that you are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
The podcast immediately began a downward spiral, and there's a lot of moments of Boogie trying to save face and deny the allegations that Destiny's bringing up, and it just looks like, I mean, you can tell he's got. It's over, dude. It's over. Look at that man's face.
Wait, is that why?
Destiny's main point boiled down to the fact that Destiny said that he had cancer 2 years ago. He said he had a cancer diagnosis, and this claim
maybe that's why.
conflicts
So
with Boogie recently
in my inventory
making
is
another
an ice
claim
and a dark
that he was
staff.
getting a confirmation biopsy, even though he had supposedly been receiving cancer treatment for this cancer he's had without confirmation.
2 years ago, you said that you had a cancer diagnosis, but now you just said now they're doing a biopsy to check for cancer.
Confirmation.
Is this House MD? Are we treating a blood cancer without actually confirming it yet? For 2 years, you've been having a cancer treatment without confirming there's actually cancer there?
A lot of red flags there. And by the way, it gets way worse. As soon as the accusations are thrown, the man looks guilty. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a psychology expert, but if I was arguing with this guy, I'd be like, oh, okay. That seems like a crazy way to respond to that.
Because it was in my blood markers, and that's pretty goddamn definitive. You can Google that, Destiny. When you have the hormones, when you have the hormone in the blood that is produced,
When you have
by
the
this
hormone
cancer,
in the
it's pretty
blood.
goddamn definitive.
He starts shutting down, playing the victim, says, plant the headline, shuts down all the questions that are brought against him. It's totally nonsensical. The good thing about medical stuff is you can just say, here's proof from a doctor. Here's proof from a doctor, you know. There's written proof because doctors do things professionally. He is repeatedly asked during the call to release his medical records to vindicate himself because it would be incredibly easy.
Can you get your patient portal up on your phone and like send it
Sure,
to Tommy?
I'm not going to.
But he flat out refuses each time for some reason. I have no idea.
You won't prove it?
I'd rather you go ahead and print it.
If this is true, and you lied about cancer, this is the biggest scandal on the fucking internet.
And it's not.
I don't know if it's out of pride or maybe because he's lying about all of it.
If you wanted to disprove it, all he has to do is show a private party this particular kind of thing, and yeah, that would be.
To summarize, Jesse, so you're basically saying he's kind of unlucky he doesn't have cancer.
And to speak to that, Boogie even went as far as to say that his doctor could have been lying to him about his diagnosis in order to gain clout from just being associated with Boogie.
I guess it's possible he's been lying to me for clout. I guess it's possible that he's been giving me.
I don't think he's lying to you, Boogie.
That is something that no human being with a functioning brain would ever say. My life left my body as I watched. This is my favorite drama of all time because it makes me grateful to not be like these people. But
Yeah,
at the
me
same
too.
time, being an internet guy, it makes me sad to be alive. Boogie also
I'm not like
just
this
pretended
people.
it seemed like to read out his full diagnosis sheet, and when asked
As I kill
if he
Bambi.
could share the PDF with everyone on the call, he completely refused.
You should be able to go right into diagnosis, and it's going to list everything the doctor's ever said you had.
Yep, I just read it to him.
Okay, so it lists the cancer there?
Yes.
Okay, so you could screen cap that and just show it. I mean, that's what I did, and then that would be the end of it.
Oops, I missed this cycle. Ah!
And I made the decision 2 years ago that I would not do that.
Then, to make the situation for Boogie substantially worse, Keemstar and Wings bring up the fact that in order for Boogie to have boxing Creator Clash in April of 2023, he would have had to have a clean medical examination, a clear bill of health. I just threw up a little bit, sorry.
Go ahead.
When we did the fight, there was this big packet of papers that we had to fill in to get a boxing license. And on that packet of papers, you had to say everything that you've been diagnosed with. Would you not have access to that from Happy Punch?
Ooh. But Boogie's retort to this was the claim that his form of cancer wasn't serious, and that was the reason as to why he was able to enter the ring, because it's not a big deal, man.
Well, I thought it was 2
Wait.
years.
Hold on. If Boogie had cancer, how the hell did they let him fight?
Because it's polycythemia vera, not fucking ass cancer.
Don't you know that my cancer is not that big of a deal? My cancer just entitles me to steal money from my audience and farm sympathy points. That's what my cancer is. It's not actually going to hurt me in any... Did you think it was actually going to hurt me? No. My cancer is just so I can spin a narrative to exploit people and manipulate and lie. And I'm a genius, or at least I think I am, but in reality, I'm merely a child. I am a child. I have the brain of a 7-year-old boy. Pretty unfortunate. The amount of lies that can just be proven based on body language and claims that are easily traceable just on Twitter is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. So yeah, man, that's the podcast. That's what happened. I would say at this point, there is no way that Boogie has any genuine kind of following. The only people that will be watching him from now on are people who just enjoy lolcows. He's a full-on lolcow. He has zero chance at redemption, and he will be exploited from now on. Just completely exploited. Like I'm exploiting him right now by making this video. What I'm doing is doing no good. I'm not teaching, you watch out for this type of behavior, whatever. This is just exploiting it, which he deserves. I mean, let's be real. This situation with Boogie reminds me of something that happened to me in regard to the scam that I went through that a lot of you all know about. On July 23rd, 2022, Jake gets sick for the first time. He's got pneumonia. Not good, man. I feel bad for him, obviously. There's a video, 2 videos, actually, where I sort of
I'm gonna level Red Mage, and it's gonna be so fun. I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna level Red Mage to 37. It's gonna be amazing.
List of stuff to buy. He tries to give
It's gonna be so fun.
Explanation as to how
That'll
dire
be
the
so
situation
fun.
is.
That'll be a nice change
I said,
of pace.
I can't help him because I have my own financial stress and I have no money. Then magically the next day, he doesn't know words. He figures it out, guys. Don't worry. We're good. I had a guy do the same shit that Boogie is doing to his audience to just me, and I'm not gonna I didn't let it go. And I think that if you've been exploited by Boogie, you shouldn't let it go. You should figure out some form of consequences. Figure something out. I'm not saying violence or, putting anyone in danger. It's not worth all of that. But if you have a lawyer or, a platform or anything like that, do your best. Do your best. Let's figure out some form of consequence. Because I think lying about medical shit and misappropriating funds is about as evil as it can get, like really without actually hurting someone or creating victims. Anyways, we'll get back to the medical stuff here in a minute, but after a while of the podcast going down, the fallout on Twitter, Destiny poning the poor, I don't know, he's not poor, I mean he's pathetic for sure. He had a full-on breakdown and decided that the best move would be to strip down and get naked to prove that he wasn't lying or whatever. It's insanity. I don't really know, dude.
So your shred of privacy is this. but not being naked on film, not talking about fucking whores, not talking about being bankrupt.
I'll get naked right
Do
now.
it. Take it off. Let's go for it. Let's do it.
This guy's a major victim complex, like we mentioned in the video from a week ago, and he will do anything to gain sympathy or money from anybody. He is a lost cause. Him having cancer for 2 years was a part of that complex, and I'd go as far as to say one of the main reasons people probably still followed him, because that's like something you can relate to. Everybody knows somebody who's been affected by cancer. People die all the time. It's like the third or second leading cause of death. It's not really something you should exploit and lie about. You know, you're probably gonna get it one day, no matter what. But it isn't like an internet thing. This is real life. This is not pretend crypto nonsense. This is like real shit. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here lied for 2 years to some extent to make money based. So yeah, he's a compulsive liar. No one will ever trust Boogie again. He's the boy who cried wolf. He probably will get cancer now, in all honesty, if the world is fair, and it will be ugly, I'm sure, and no one will help him, because that's just kind of how the world works. So, now on to the aftermath of all of this. Boogie deactivated all of his social media. CoffeeZilla called him, talked to him, and grilled him about this shit.
Something I did broke my macro.
You can watch his video if you want.
I'm saying...
I'm not used to this level of scrutiny.
I can tell. Yes.
By the way, if you really want to get in deeper on this, Coffee has a great video where he talks about mortgage payments.
You need to find a way to refund people. It's not spent. You have $5,000.
He shows bank account balances, just showing Boogie is an absolute liar. And this is something that I feel is incredibly familiar to me with a guy who tried to scam me.
Boogie had showed me his income for the last month, and it looked to me like the podcast is what paid for his mortgage. And so I asked, wouldn't that money pay for your mortgage? Boogie said, this month it wouldn't, because he had to go on a special trip, and his co-host was withholding all the money for that month.
He showed me all sorts of stuff, statements and everything of money going out to hospitals, and just, it's all lies. This guy is a liar. Nothing he says is real. Anyways, once again, CoffeeZilla's video is incredible, and the different ways that Boogie tries to defend himself in the video using a colloquial expression.
Wait, that's on June 28th. That's on June 28th. You showed me a payment for $550 on June 28th, which is after we talked, after you told me the money was all gone.
Yes! Have you never heard of the colloquial?
Why are you yelling at the top of your lungs?
I have a specific thing I need to do with it.
He says that he feels like Coffee
specific thing that I need to do with it.
Their conversation.
By the way, the CoffeeZilla records you without telling you he records you.
It's not
Name a
true.
YouTuber does. No, he did in the first time.
And at the end of it all, he's using a cancer diagnosis as justification. You know, the medical bills, that's the justification for the crypto scam. So, it's just so evil. It's so rotten. Everyone's up in arms, mad about Boogie blatantly lying to his fans once again. He got kicked from Live. People started combing
He got kicked
through
from
the
Live.
archives, finding every instance of Boogie.
He did. He actually got kicked from it.
Or using it as a tool to get things from people.
Yeah,
he
you gotta
countless
distance
times
yourself
in
from
regard to his
that.
failing
You've been
health,
lied
his
to.
medical
You're an
bills,
idiot.
yada yada yada. And the crypto thing, one of his main excuses was medical bills,
Fuck
dude.
I'm in pretty dire need of money. I have a lot of medical bills, and I'm fighting cancer.
I don't have the money because it's all medical bills. I don't have the money. You can look at the hospitals got all the money. They got all $5 grand. They got the $5 grand. Blah.
The money's already spent. It's at Mercy Hospital right now. It's gone. I used it to pay debts.
To really clarify the situation, Boogie stated that he's had cancer for a long time, and he's used it as a tool to get money from people, and he hasn't gotten confirmation until very recently. So we don't know if he has cancer, to be clear, but it's possible he has cancer now, didn't have cancer for 2 years. The treatments, we don't know what's real. We don't know what's true. And at this point, nobody should care because there's no proof that's been shared, and he was offered $80,000 at one point to show his medical records, which is like, the dude, all he needs is money. He's always begging. $60,000 was just from Muda to give Boogie to show his medical records. Close to 100 grand, which is life-changing money for a lot of people, and probably would be for Boogie Man.
I would not walk away from my house. I would not walk away from 50K. I would not walk away. I would not walk away from an internet career that's going to give you revenue. That's going to give you. I would not walk away from shitting on these people and proving them wrong.
We are different people.
Yeah, you're being ridiculous
Jim,
about
again,
it.
since we're not live, I can say this. I've been looking for an exit plan for a while.
This is an awful exit plan.
But alas, no! He's not about money. He doesn't care about money, guys. It's about HIPAA. All right? And all of this, by the way, on the wake of him getting called out for scamming his friends for a fraction of the amount that he's offered, and him just, like, owning up to that, it's I don't get it, dude. I just put my finger in my mouth accidentally. Tasted kind of salty and a little sweet. So yeah, man, there it is. Oh, and by the way, Boogie's real brother, apparently, his biological brother, stated on Twitter that he is telling the truth, and since he's a doctor, he's a reputable source. I don't even know where to start. If this guy is actually a doctor, or if he's even Boogie's brother. They've been tweeting at each other since 2015, or he's been tweeting at Boogie since 2015. That was the farthest back tweet I could find. And maybe he's lying. I have no idea, but all Boogie has to do is just show his medical records, and he could make 100 grand real quick. 80 grand. Should I'll add 10 to it. Just kidding. I will not. I will not. I take that back immediately. I will not give money to Boogie. At this point, Boogie's words are completely useless. I will not believe a single thing that he says ever again. In fact, I'd love to go on the Locale Live and talk about it with them. Not Boogie there. I won't go on if Boogie's there. I don't like Boogie. I don't hate Boogie, but I don't want to interact with Boogie ever. I don't want to interact. I just want to exploit him for money. He's like Andrew Tate's he's like that other guy.
I just want to exploit him for
There's so
money.
many people that it's just like, I don't want to interact with them. They make my lives worse, but I can make my life better.
I can make my life better.
All at their expense,
Spoken
and
like a
it's
true
totally
chaotic
justifiable. At
neutral.
least
I mean, that's chaotic neutral for you. I think chaotic neutral and streamer go along great. We don't give a fuck about you. We just want to exploit you for money. I would say so, yeah. That's about right. Listen to him. He'll talk exactly like a villain, won't he? He'll talk like Han Solo. You know? Han Solo was chaotic neutral. God damn it, I cannot get you to eat a fucking cookie. It is so annoying. You are so annoying. Why won't you... Alright, just sit. And change the fucking step. Why will you not eat the cookie? What changed about the macro? I've been using this macro for weeks. What changed? Oh. No, that's fine. I guess it's gotta be longer, huh? Try 2. 2 seconds will probably do it. 13, 17, 14, 41. I love hitting for 1,000 damage. It's so fucking fun. I love hitting for 1,000 damage. It's so fucking satisfying.
don't really know. It feels like it's justifiable. They're huge pieces of shit. So this is huge and heavy. It's a lot to process. It's a lot of process for Boogie too. There were a bunch of claims on Twitter that Boogie was suicidal, or that he had ended things and then deactivated, but Keemstar tweeted and clarified that Boogie was fine, and also Coffee called him on the phone. So it's like, he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. He's the type of person who will just rot forever. He would never do anything like that. I'm sure he struggled with his mental health, and that's always important. And, we just saw the whole situation with Sketch, and it's just like, that's a light, beautiful, interesting situation, and then this is just like a rotten, just diarrhea shit. Like, have you ever seen what happens when you get like 30 or 40 toads in one area to eat constantly, and they poop everywhere, and then they leave during the day, and there's just shit everywhere? There's just like little cat turds, little toad cat turds. They look like cat shit everywhere. That's what Boogie is, those things. If you were to gather them all up and put them into a ball, and then look at it, that would be Boogie. Isn't that crazy? Keemstar said on Twitter after all this stuff that he was trying to keep Boogie on Locale Live since he reportedly removed himself from the internet.
I'm starting to see like a little campaign growing on Twitter for me to kick Boogie T9 off of Locale Live show. Because allegedly he faked having cancer.
Keemstar said he wouldn't remove Boogie, he removed himself.
I'm not going to kick him off the show. I'm not. His punishment is being on the show, where he's on it and held accountable for the shit he does.
And Keem wants him to stay on because that's his punishment or something. I'm not really sure, because nothing would have been exposed if he had not created the podcast in the first place. In the end, I have no idea.
Somewhere in there, they think that there's
I would like to know what you guys think down below, though.
Lies. So today, a lot of big celebrities' Twitter pages were hacked. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Barack Obama.
Deceit. Our prototype didn't meet the criteria.
Cheating.
She will spend 18 years on probation.
While the internet has done a lot of good for the world, its anonymous nature has led to a lot of wrongdoing in terms of users deceiving others for their own financial gain. Today we'll dig deep into the most notorious of these cases. Be warned that this rabbit hole might start out tame, but will take some dark turns the deeper we go down. Our first story begins on the other side of the earth when a young man named Charlie Wade arrived in Perth, Australia, as part of a global backpacking trip. The 21-year-old Englishman was alone in an unfamiliar country, but he soon made a local connection when he met a woman online who went by the name Amelia. The two started talking actively on apps like Snapchat, with the attractive young woman gaining the young traveler's trust. As they learned more about each other, the potential sweetheart revealed that she was also from England, and was studying close to Charlie's birthplace in Bath. The more they shared about their lives, the closer they grew. Their conversations soon turned intimate, and during one such exchange, Amelia suddenly asked Charlie to send a nude photo. He was surprised, but decided to throw caution to the wind and send the revealing pictures to her. But immediately after Amelia received the images, the Englishman quickly discovered that he was caught in a snafu. This is because she instantly sent messages back threatening to send the revealing pics to all of Charlie's Instagram followers. The only thing that would stop her was a €500 bribe. Charlie went through a whirlwind of emotions, shock, disappointment, and soon arrived at overwhelming fear. His instinctive reaction was to send the money to avoid the embarrassment, and he quickly attempted to do so. But fate intervened, and since the transaction was so large, it was rejected. This turned out to be lucky, as once the young man had time to clear his head, he realized that he wasn't as trapped as he thought. You see, Charlie hadn't shown his face in any of the illicit photos, so he decided to call Amelia, or whoever was behind the fake profile.
I don't like the ambient sound in this game. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
Which they had shared over the course of their budding friendship. In the end, the scammer did end up sending the photos to a few of his acquaintances, who he quickly messaged to explain the situation. Rather than let this negative experience derail his trip, Charlie continued to travel around Australia, and started to share his story more openly as he got further away from it. He met several other young men who had gone through the same experience, and found out that other con artists would sometimes send the intimate photos out to the victim's family and friends, even if they paid. Some of these men had shelled out triple the amount that had been demanded of Charlie, but couldn't escape the threat of embarrassment that was dangled over them. Charlie shared that in the wake of his experience, he had completely stopped talking to new people online. Given how convincing a fake profile can be, it makes sense that the victims of such scams would want to keep their interactions rooted in real life afterwards. And sometimes the target of these scams are not as lucky as Charlie, and the fear, pressure, and stress can prove to be too much to handle. The tragic results can be found in cases like that of Ryan Last, a 17-year-old from San Jose, California. In May of 2022, just a few days after visiting some colleges that he was considering, the teen received a message from someone who he believed to be a girl around his age. The conversation quickly grew intimate, as the mysterious girl sent Ryan a new photo and asked for one in return.
Nice.
Immediately after he sent the photo, the boy received a familiar demand for money in exchange for the images not being sent to his parents. The scammer was demanding $5,000, which Last was unable to pay. After some shrewd haggling, it was lowered to just $150, which the terrified teenager paid for out of his college savings. But even after sending the cash, the scammers kept demanding more